This video is sponsored by PageProof.
Hi, this is Pariah Burke for CreativePro. I'd like to talk to you today about creating multi-level tables of contents. Here I have an InDesign document, and you can see it's only got 2 levels of headings. So I'm going to create a TOC just for this one document. And I'm going to do that back here on page 1. And then I'm going to go up to Layout, Table of Contents. And as you learned in my previous video, how to create a table of contents in InDesign, it's all based on paragraph styles. Fortunately, all of my headings have their own heading styles. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into the Styles in Table of Contents section, go over to the Other Styles list, and then scroll down. So I'm going to grab H1 here, click on it, and then I'll click the Add button, which will put it over here on the left, just like you saw in my previous video. Then I'll grab the H2 and I can either double click on it or I can click Add again, and it'll show up over here. So we have H1, H2 being included in the TOC. All of the text that is tagged as paragraph style H1 or H2 will be included in the TOC. So I'll click on H1 here, and you can see I've already expanded the options. If you don't see all these down here, click on the More Options button, and then you'll see all these additional options to creating a table of contents. And here's where we start to use some of those. First thing to do is set your entry style. What is the paragraph style for the text in the table of contents itself, not the text elsewhere in the document that you're referencing from the TOC. It's the actual TOC text. Now I've gone ahead and created these styles, but in my next video in this series, I'm going to show you how to create those styles yourself. So I'm going to scroll down here, and you can see I have TOC H1, TOC H2, TOC H3. So I'm going to just choose TOC H1, and that assigns it to all heading 1 level entries in the TOC. The next really important thing is this level field. This doesn't affect the visuals of your table of contents, but it does significantly affect the accessibility of your table of contents. A level 1 heading is the most important. It's at the top, and that tells people using screen readers and other assistive technology that this is the most important header. So I'm going to leave this as level 1. Then I'll highlight H2 here and set its options. So down here, entry style, if I leave it as same style, it'll be the exact same style as that H2 on the page, which I don't want because that's big purple text. So I'm going to change this again, scroll down to my paragraph styles list, and I'm going to choose TOC H2. I want the page number after the entry. I want a tab to separate them, and here I want level 2. Once you've set all these options, click OK. You'll have a loaded cursor, and because I already have a text frame here, I'm just going to click in that frame, and now you can see it drops my TOC in there. There's my TOC heading, which I'll probably change. There's my level 1 document recipes, and then everything else is an H2. Now, some of the lines aren't quite the right length because the tab stops are set up where they are. The numbers don't go all the way across. I would need to fix that in my TOC paragraph styles. So I'll just go over to my paragraph panel, scroll down, find TOC H2, edit that, go into my tabs here, and then you can see the tab stop is well short of the end. So I'll take that tab stop and just drag it out to the end. And then my page numbers get fixed. So do all of those weird line wraps. So I hit OK, and I'm good to go. Here's a longer, more complicated book that needs more heading levels and more corresponding TOC levels than only headings 1 and 2. So you can see here, I've got heading level 1s, then there's heading level 2s, then there's heading level 3s. So the way this table of contents is built, if I click in there and I go to Layout, Table of Contents, you can see it's got more paragraph styles in the Include Paragraph Styles list than the previous document did. We have chapter title, which is how we get chapter 1 text frames, for example. Then we have chapter title unnumbered, which is the style I use for the title of the appendix. Then we get into the actual H1s, the front matter H1. Then the heading level ones within each chapter, creating text frames, getting text into text frames. Then heading level 2, importing a text file, text import options, and so on. And then I get into heading level 3, where you can see under character formatting here, I'm talking about the panels and the font family and the advanced features and all the various text-related features in InDesign. And each one of these has its own level, as you can see here. So H3 is level 5, H2 is at level 4, H1 is at level 3, and these others are all at level 1s. And the reason I'm showing you that is you can have multiple paragraph styles that are the same level. They don't have to be all different levels. If you have paragraph styles that are semantically, hierarchically, the same level of information, make them all the same level in the TOC. Now, the next question is, how do we get those indentations? This is not doing the indentations. It is indenting here only in the table of contents dialog in this list. It's not actually affecting what you see on the page. To create indentation on the page, you have to edit the paragraph styles. You can go to your paragraph styles panel and you can see I have TOC level 1. All you have to do is edit those styles, go to the tabs panel, and change the indent to that new location that you want. So my TOC level 1 does not indent. It's flush against the left edge of each column. If I go into the TOC level 2 and then go to its tabs pane, you can see the indentation is here. It indents 24 points, and the first line, it has a -8 indent. So each level 2 table of contents entry indents from the left edge 16 points, 24 minus 8 equals 16, and has a hanging indent on any subsequent lines if that TOC entry is too wide to fit in one column and the line has to wrap. Same thing with TOC level 3. It just goes a little bit deeper. It goes into 48 points instead of 24 points and then -8. The ultimate indentations are 0 points, 16 points, 40 points. And that creates a visual separation between all of the different levels. It's a visual hierarchy, whereas the level field in the table of contents dialog creates a semantic, accessible hierarchy. And of course, if you're not a fan of working in the tabs ruler, either in the paragraph style options or in the floating tabs ruler, and I completely get that. It is the most microscopic user interface in all of InDesign. If you're not comfortable working here, you don't have to. You can go to the indents and spacing pane and accomplish the same thing. Left indent, 48 points. First line, -8. Same thing with all of the other styles. You can build them on the indents and spacing pane or on the tabs pane, or you can build the indents first and then create styles from them. And that's how you create a multi-level table of contents in Adobe InDesign.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel. And for thousands more how-to articles and tutorials, visit our website, creativepro.com, and become a member today. Thanks for learning with us.